Ready for another MPG stunt drive? This week's victim is a 2017 Hyundai Ioniq Limited, and it's equipped with the ultimate package, so it's got all the good stuff. I've had this out on the road for a week now. I've rolled up 377 miles. I'm averaging 57.1 miles per gallon, which in my book is pretty good. But in this little 360 video, we're going to see how far we can push the numbers on the back roads and small town driving. So it's not really representative of what you're going to see in the real world, but it's going to show you what you can do technique-wise to get your numbers up. So let's get rolling. Once I get up to this highway here, I'm going to hit the reset button, and we'll see what kind of numbers we can get out of this. If you're looking at an Ioniq and you want to get a great price, you'll want to go to my website, MPGomatic.com. There's a up here someplace, up top of the video. Hit that card and you can go to my site, or down in the description you can go to my site, and you can get a local price. Here we go. We're going to roll out. You hear that engine kick in there right off the bat. And I'm going to reset right here. So if you look down here at the fuel economy, we're flat, right? We're starting from scratch. And if you look over here, you'll see that we're using engine power and battery power. The battery's about half full. This road is 50 miles an hour. I'll get to the top of this hill and I'll give it the extra squirt to get it to 50. And there's our first number there, 36.6. We're going to watch that and see what happens. Now we're at 50 and we're in a flat, so we should get a nice coast going on. We're going to use a little bit of electric power to keep moving. The trick is you want to control your right foot and be really smart about how you use inertia. You never want to hold anyone up behind you. Don't be that person. But you want to be smart about where you step on the pedal, where you let off. So right now you see these numbers are just looking ridiculous. 81.9. Because we haven't used much gasoline. We're going to be turning right up here. We're going to drag the brakes a little bit to regenerate some electricity. And this road is 25 miles per hour. Country lane, no lines. See the engine kick in because we're going up the hill. We crest it. I'll take my foot completely off the pedal because now we're coming downhill. We know we've got to stop up here, even though it doesn't look like there's a stop sign. We're going to drag the brakes, regenerate some electricity, and we've got another country 2-lane. This road is extremely skinny. It's very windy, and it's largely downhill. So we're going to use very, very little gasoline on it at all. I'm going to creep out under electric power. There's the engine. So we've got a bit of a hill to climb here. It's 25 miles per hour for a very good reason. Once we get up over this little rise, I'm off. Okay, and I should use very little gasoline from this point. See, we're at 65.7. Battery's about half full. We're going to focus on putting electricity back in the battery. So every time we're rolling downhill, you want to just drag the brake a little bit to reach in. Again, the speed limit is 25. Right now we're doing 32. And you don't want to go fast on this road. There you go, case in point. Somebody walking their puppy. Something's rattling around in the back seat. Not sure what it is. Apologize for that. Sometimes I can catch things before we start taping, sometimes not. Just hit a walnut. Car coming the other way, so we got to get really close to the edge here. Some folks will slow down, some folks won't. And now you can see the numbers are cranking up, 84.5. That's pretty crazy. Because, hey, we're mostly on the battery. A couple places where we had to get going, the engine kicked in, but overall, this Ioniq is extremely efficient. I'm very impressed by it. Another car coming. It's a Prius, moving at a high rate of speed. Everyone tells you that Prius people drive slow. I see a lot of Prius people drive fast. So don't believe that stereotype that they're all slow drivers. And of everything I've driven lately, the Prius tops it, but this could beat that. Now we gotta be really tight here to the edge because blind curve. You'll see a sign right here. Look up there, yellow sign, black letters, slow, hug shoulder, for a good reason. This is very dangerous. There's a lot of accidents here. I don't ever want it to be me. And we come to Canal Road, and this is nice and flat. Nothing coming that way, nothing coming that way. Wait for the opportunity to ease out, because I'm going to try and come up to this traffic light without using the engine at all. So you can see here, battery's a bit more full than when we started out. Right there, the engine kicked in right off the bat. We'll see how she does climbing the hill here. We're back into a coast. We're at 99 miles per gallon. Dynamite stuff. But we had a long downhill run there, so that number won't hold up. As we crest this hill, the engine's going to kick in eventually. We're doing 30 under EV power, which is pretty good. A less robust system would kick in the engine already. This Ioniq is doing quite well. Main Street here is 30 miles an hour. There's lots of police presence, so you don't want to speed. Being behind this food truck makes it easy for us to keep those numbers up. So check this out. Now we go to a big flow and you can see what's going on. There's our battery, there's our electric motor, there's our engine. You can see the power going from the battery to the electric motor to the tires. We've got another little hill to climb here, and this one is usually where the engine kicks in. Because we have to take it up to 35. Bang, hybrid mode. So now we're getting engine power and motor power. So gasoline and electricity. You'll see when we go back, this number is going to come down a little bit because we've had to run the engine. It'll take a moment for it to happen probably, but you'll see it happen. Now we've got a turn coming up. And I took a test drive down this road before. This is where we do our hump test. And I hit these humps at 15, and boy, oh boy, that was too much. So there we go, at about 12 we're okay, under full electric power. And we'll get all the way through this road with no gasoline at all. So maybe we'll stick to that 99. Ooh. I might want stiffer shocks in front. Now it's 73 degrees out right now. Air conditioning is off. And you know, you get better gas mileage when the air conditioning is not on. You don't have to drive with the windows up when you're going slow because you're not creating any aerodynamic drag. So here in town, I'm going to put the windows down a little bit. The downside to that is we've got all the crickets and other bugs making lots of noise outside, so it gets a bit louder. Again, we got all the way through this road. Watch what happens. Now we're regenerating. Now electricity, as we go downhill, I'm dragging the brakes. Electricity is going from the tires into the motor, back into the battery, so that motor acts as a generator. Full stop. We'll creep away. This road's another slow one too. We may or may not be able to get up the hill with just battery power. Nope, there's the motor right away, or the engine rather. So it's a 25-mile-an-hour road. We don't need the speed. There's no need for speed on this road. We're headed back down a slope. Battery's about half full. And we're going to come up to Main Street again here. Traffic is picking up, so it may take a little bit of time to get across the street. If there's no traffic, you can try and creep out with just the battery. But when there's traffic, you want to stomp on it. No traffic, but we'll kick the engine in just for ha-has. And then we'll coast to this next stop. So you're on it, you're off it. The less time your feet spend on the pedals, or your foot spends on the pedals, your right foot, the better off you are. And you're just kicking in there. Another stop sign coming up, so bang, we're off the pedal. And we're regenerating at a low rate. We get to this point here, we're going to start dragging it early. There's nobody behind us. Four-way stop, no one's here. Complete stop, creep out. Hey, the engine kicked in. Another stop coming up. So it's foot off the accelerator early, get a coast going, drag it to regen, and go. When you can, accelerate going downhill because you use that inertia to your favor. This is only a 25-mile-an-hour road. I'm going to take it up to 35. Here it turns to 35 again. And let's see how far we can use this electric power to get up the hill. There's the engine. So we got pretty far. Goes up to 45 here. And let's just go back to this main screen. Hey, we're down to 92.5. Uh-oh, 88. Because I'm using the engine. Come up to a curve. Let off early. We're in to an electric coast and just glide through. Now we're going downhill again. And you'll see this number, 85. It'll go up 86.7. Nice downhill run here. Foot is completely off the pedals. We're doing about 42. There's nobody behind us. As we know, we've got some crazy curves going on here. 35. That's what they say. I'm doing 40. More downhill. We're up to 92. Never trust these numbers until you've traveled a good bit. The longer you've traveled, the more you can trust the numbers as being fairly accurate. Now we're on a flat. And you see, we are just running under electric power. There's a turn coming up here, so we'll get ready to take a right in a bit. And we've got a car behind us, so we don't want to hold them up. So we'll just give it a little bit of gas. The old pulse and glide. Now we're at the speed limit. We know we're turning. We signal early to let them know that we're turning. Start dragging the brakes early. This is a tight turn. Now, this is a tough stretch. 35-mile-an-hour road. It's got a pretty good grade up, and usually the engine kicks in this portion. We're up to about 22. No engine. All electric. We got cars behind us. There's the engine. And we'll take it up to 35. We don't want to hold anybody up. This is not about inconveniencing anyone. It's about being a polite driver and saving gas because you can. There are folks that say that hybrids don't get the mileage that they're supposed to get, but that's because often they don't take the time or make the effort to drive them properly. You want to get great numbers out of a hybrid, you got to pay attention to what's going on. You got to be in tune with your car. They gave us these gauges so we could use them, not ignore them. In the wintertime, of course, hybrid fuel economy does suffer for a number of reasons, and I've touched on that plenty of times in the past. But right now, it's a 71-degree day. It's perfect. This is perfect hybrid driving weather because you don't need to turn the AC on, and you don't need the heat on either. Lots of uphill running on this road, but it's managing it quite effectively. 35 miles an hour, we're still under electric power through these twisties. The engine does kick in, it gets a little bit steeper. And here we get into some really tight stuff. So I'm going to be foot off right here. Now my foot's back on it, but really, really light. And I got to say, I'm testing out a new pair of driving shoes. So if you checked out the goofy stuff that I'm doing in the MPGomatic channel, I'm trying something new. It's driving shoe reviews. Testing out a pair of Pumas. Nice and quiet, isn't it? Some pretty sharp turns on this road. I like it. There's the engine. And now we've got to make a right up here. Looking pretty good. It's 77.8. The amazing part is I still haven't achieved the full bar on eco driving. So whatever it is, I'm not hitting all the numbers. 77.3 at this point. Here's the engine. We're going to come up to another intersection where we have a full stop. Watch out there, Crow. Drag the brakes early, get a little more juice in. We got plenty of juice. Plenty of juice to make it home. We'll wait for this car. Now, we've got a nice downhill stretch here, so let's see how far we can take this. The engine kicks in. We've got a Mercedes behind us. We don't want to hold them up. Now, we're headed downhill. We're in full coast mode. Watch out there on the car. We're doing 45 and we are moving at a clip. We can get some juice back in the battery here as it tightens up. Full electric power. Coming up to the stop here. I got all the battery I need to make it into town without kicking the engine in, as long as there's nobody behind us. So we're doing some good regen here. You got another full stop. $77.9, where is it going to end up? Well, that all depends on how we drive it. And we crept away from that stop without using any gasoline. It's a 35-mile-an-hour road. We got nobody behind us. We got a little bit of slope going. I think we're home free. We're going to get a good number out of this one. There's some great feedback devices here in the dashboard. You've got your power eco charge gauge over on the left hand side, and here you've got an instant fuel economy gauge on the right side. You've got your battery over to the right of that. In the center, inside the speedometer, there's a little sliver of color. It's green if you're eco, it's blue if you're charging, and I'd say it probably goes to white if you're into the gasoline engine. But it really gives you some excellent feedback. So right now we're up to 82.3. This is one of the best so far. And we'll be a little bit higher than that by the time we get in, because we've got another, maybe not even another mile to go. This is a short back road test. It's not indicative of what you're going to get on a daily basis, unless this is the type of driving that you do. If you take this up on the highway and you're doing 75 miles per hour, you're not going to get 84 miles per gallon. Okay? But you might get 50 something without too much problem. On a highway, it's always speed. The faster you go, the lower your fuel efficiency. Vehicles like this with advanced hybrid drivetrains can do extremely well on 2-lane highways. If you're on a country road 45, 50, and you use these techniques that we're showing off here in this video, you can get extraordinary numbers without annoying the people behind you, while maintaining legal speeds are a bit higher, because, hey, most people do drive a bit more than the speed limit. Just the way it is. One more time at the four-way stop. Looking good. Come to a full stop. We're going to creep away without kicking in the engine. And then we've just got to get across Main Street here to our final spot, and I'll give you a read on it. This is the same route that I've taken with numerous vehicles, and this one is going to be one of the best. Excellent numbers. Here we go. $88.2. You can see our average over the past half an hour or so. This being 45. We were way over 45 for most of it, and there are places where we're lower. Down here, this is our electric motor use. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. That's all I have for this edition. You want to go to the MPGomatic.com website if you're looking for local pricing on a Hyundai Ioniq or another hybrid, or I don't know, a Jaguar or a Corvette, whatever you're into. Go to MPGomatic.com. Check out those local prices. Check out all the other crazy stuff in the MPGomatic channel, because it's loaded with stuff. And if you hate 360s, let me know about it. If you like 360s, let me know about it. Give us feedback, man, because we want to do what you dig. I want to get more cameras. I just don't have the dough to do it right now. So, will I go back to a 3-camera setup? Probably. Will I keep doing 360s? Probably. I just got to find the right balance. Catch you down the road.